Hey everyone, this is Larsh, and I am your casual Mechwarrior. A lot of you out there probably already know this, but PGI went ahead and released the new skill tree on their public test server. So, on the forums and on YouTube, a lot of you have already gone ahead and posted your ideas, your thoughts, your opinions, so I'm not going to go a whole lot into the actual specs of the skill tree, but just kind of give my spin on what to expect. So, this is my top 5 thoughts on the new MWO skill tree. Number 1! You will no longer need to buy 3 mechs to go ahead and master it. Because with the new skill tree, it's all based around the one particular mech you buy, and you can go ahead and master it all the way to the end. Because now they're using skill points to go ahead and use your experience and MC or C bills, but we'll get to that later, to go ahead and master the whole entire mech. Gone are the days of going ahead and buying the 3 mechs and then grinding them out every day for experience to go from the basic to the advanced to the master level. So hopefully you can go ahead and buy that one mech of that one particular chassis and go ahead and master it out to your heart's content. Number 2, mechs can now be more personalized through the skill tree. And what I mean by that is that in the skill tree, you can now have a chart. You can go ahead down the list and you can choose whatever quirks you want to use, be it in, a weapon group and like autocannons or missiles or for lasers, or you can go ahead and tweak it for a more defensive brawly build with quirks in the armor. If you want to put some more into torso twisting, you can go ahead and do that now too. So in a sense, this game is leaving it up to you, the player, to go ahead and make your mech. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? It really depends on the kind of player you are. Are you the kind of player who wants to go in and just play what you're given and then just kind of leave it to the game? Or are you the kind of person that wants to go into every single spec sheet and every single mech and really fine detail what you want to use? Number 3! Adding skills may become costly. With the new skill tree, please keep in mind that every single skill you go ahead and add to your mech on its journey to become mastered, they're going to charge you a little bit of MC or C bills along with either experience or a GXP to get this thing mastered. Now, the thing is about that, if you went ahead and you currently mastered out your mechs and you bought a bunch of modules, PGI is actually going to reimburse you the C bills and the XP to get your current mechs mastered in the new skill tree. But here's the larger issue with the current skill tree. Let's say you go ahead and you build your mech and you go ahead and you master it out with a certain group of weapons. And let's say next month there's a new update or something changes and you want to go ahead and change your weapon loadout from, like, let's say autocannons to missiles. Well, then you gotta respec your whole entire mech. So they do refund you on a mech respec, but it's nowhere near the amount that you put into it. It's really not fair. In a sense, it's not fair at all that you go ahead and you can master it out and spend a lot of C bills and a lot of experience, and then you want to go ahead and respec the thing to maybe change it up a little bit. You're going to be left with a very minimal refund, when at that point it's almost better to just go ahead and just buy the same chassis as that mech and then just master it out with that one. Now on the forums though, I did find one user who did offer a fix for this costly skill tree. Is that instead of just reimbursing you a fraction of the C bills for doing a complete respec, why not just allow the player to just keep that point on the skill tree? So if they're going through and they're purchasing all these skills in the tree, just lock them in. Just let the player keep them, but then limit that player to only using 91. So if they go ahead and they purchase like 100 something skill points, allow them to just only use 91 and then lock it at that. That will probably solve a lot of the costly issues and mostly headaches that PGI is probably going to be getting when players find out that they have to go ahead and grind for a lot of C bills in the near future. Number 4. New players might be at a slight disadvantage. Because unlike the old players who are getting the reimbursement of the C-bills and experience for the new skill tree, new players don't have that. Instead, they're coming in brand new, fresh to the game, but if they're coming in fresh into the game with people who have already been playing for maybe a year or two, they're going to be up against some hard competition from people who may have already mastered out their mechs or half mastered them out when they're just given a mech with absolutely no quirks to them. And 5. This new skill tree may or may not encourage boating of certain weapon types. Since players are only going to be allocated 91 skill points to the skill tree per mech, players are probably going to put those skills towards one weapon group, because I don't really think players are going to say putting all their skills into 2 weapon groups and then completely ignoring the skill points for structure and defense and speed tweak and all that. So they're probably going to focus only on one. So if you're only going to focus on one group of weapons, you're most likely to only load the mech with that weapon group. So say hello to laser boating, missile boating, AC-10 boating, boating of just one weapon type. That's probably going to happen in this thing. Will the game become stale? Maybe. I really can't say, because remember, this is still in the main testing phase. Things may change, so this list is completely speculation. So, that's my top 5, guys. Hopefully it was a little bit different than what you've already seen either on the forums or also here on YouTube. Be sure to click on the links down in the description of the other YouTubers who have gone ahead and posted a lot of information already about the skill tree if you haven't really read up on it yet. And go ahead and leave your comments or questions if you have any about the new skill tree, and make sure to click on that big old red subscribe button down there somewhere. Again, this has been Larsh, and keep it casual.